That's what I do to my kids when they come home. When they park in the driveway and I see them coming, I open the storm door and I go, "It's me. I'm your mom." Is that what you do, Charlie?
No, because
What
I'm
do
the
you
one
do?
that comes in. With reversal of roles.
Yeah,
These two are being too serious.
they are being way too serious.
So we're on. This is it. It's happening. I made it work.
You made it work.
Where are you at?
477.
I'm in my kitchen.
It's very
I decided to blur the background. Yes. So
I'll do that next time.
this was literally, I like ran out of the gym, got home and came here because I don't have a car right now. My car is getting some work done on it. So I've been getting rides into the gym and rides home from the gym. It's not fun. And I'm stranded there all day. Yeah.
What about Uber?
Yeah, no, it's not worth it.
Yeah, you have to pay for that.
But I miss my dogs. So I'm home now. Let's talk about the open because we have not discussed as a group how everyone did. Amy, stop.
It was painful.
Yeah, but you did so well.
Still painful.
I mean,
Also,
let's talk about
I did a reattempt yesterday.
the whole thing.
No.
Okay. Like you cut your losses when you realized it wasn't happening.
I said that I will commit to 3 rounds okay, let's start from the beginning.
Okay.
So I am, and these two can attest to this. I am super anxious, a little bit of performance anxiety.
Okay.
Okay. I've definitely grown and gotten much better. Can we agree to that, guys?
Maybe.
In competitions, I'm not as individual ones. For some reason, I'm more anxious.
You will do it in front of people now.
Yeah, I used to not let anybody look. Yeah.
Right.
So I got so anxious about it. And so I went in Friday and did it with another coach before the Friday night lights. So I was just like, I need to stop thinking about it. I just need to do it and get it over with. So I'm not thinking about this anymore. Even though, regardless, either way, nothing matters. Nothing in my life changes. That's my. So I did the workout and I finished the first round in 90 seconds. And I was like, yeah, that's not sustainable. So I rested 20 seconds and then tried to do that for the first 3 rounds. You know, I did like 90-second round and then rested 20 seconds. And then I kind of felt more settled, like less kind of anxious. And then I just kind of went with it.
Okay.
So I wasn't disappointed with my score. I was more so like, oh, I wonder if I was less anxious going in, if I could have gotten, my goal was to get 8 rounds.
Okay.
So when I went in last night, I said, all right, here's where I need to pace. I said, I'll commit to 3 rounds. If I'm still on pace and feeling good, I'll continue.
Got it.
So I started it. And then round 3 on the box jumps, I was like, my legs feel so heavy. I had 10 seconds left of wiggle room after that 3rd round. And I said, okay, I'm on pace, but to me, it doesn't feel worth it for 1 or 2 more reps. Potentially, you know, like I still had a full round I was trying to get. So it was. That was that. Yeah.
So what was your score again?
I got 7 full rounds plus 7 snatches.
Okay.
Was it like 200 something?
220.
Yeah, you're in the 200s. I hate you. That's all. That's it.
Okay.
Charlie,
We're not doing a Cat versus Amy this year because there's no use.
You opened a gym.
No use. Yeah. Anyway, but it's okay. I'm having fun.
I mean, yeah, I did it, but
He did it last night. I was his judge.
I don't know what I got because I didn't care. I'm leaning towards the 45 to 49 age group.
That's where your focus is going.
That's where we're breaking it all down. I got some tips today for certain things. We're just gonna move forward.
Well, the best part, I will just say, after your workout, I was your judge, and he just afterwards he was reflecting and asking questions, wondering what do I need to do differently, and I said, "Oh, you to get better at CrossFit, you just need to do CrossFit. So let's commit to showing up consistently and doing work. And so we're going to start with that. We're going to start small with being consistent."
That's fair.
Yeah.
Not that fair, but okay.
Well, Charlie likes to try to do like 5 different things at once.
Right.
And so I said, nope. And he asked, how long does he have to be consistent? And I said, 1 month before you add something else in. You need to be consistent for 1 month before we start adding in XYZ more things.
Power abs.
Yeah, right. Yeah.
Oh, that's today.
Nope.
That's funny. Well,
Yeah,
when we talked about the workout last week on the live show, we were talking a little bit about the fact that it was probably like a wall walk workout. And then having done the workout and having experienced, watching other people of all different levels and skills and everything else, I've come to realize that it really depends on the kind of on where you're at in your life. Because for some people, yes, it was a wall walk. Getting 9, 12 wall walks in a workout was a huge accomplishment for them. And that's where the crux of the workout was. I made the assumption that for me, it would be a wall walk workout because I hadn't done wall walks and it's since the last time it showed up in the open. And it was a box jump over workout for Kat because your girl wanted to vomit many times. Like I got through the first couple rounds and was like, oh, okay. Like this. Yeah, it was tough.
I did almost throw up. I actually ran outside because, like after Fran lung or something, like you get a little tickle in your throat. And then I started to gag, so I was running outside. That's true story.
Yeah, that 15 minutes catches up with you quickly.
Okay.
So if you guys remember last Tuesday night, I said I wasn't doing the open.
Right. And guess what? You changed your mind.
I did.
Good.
Because I like shiny things. So like, I hate running, but I did a lot of running, and these just happen to be here, but because I like medals, right? Like really cool medals, and I'll run 5 miles just to get something fancy to hang on my wall. And then when I got the email from CrossFit saying this is your 10-year mark on the CrossFit Open, here's your badge. I was like, well, it is 10. Why would I skip the 10th one?
Yeah.
So that shiny badge got me to do it. And yeah. But I did the foundations one. I do not want to get hurt. I want to keep moving forward with what I'm doing.
Yeah.
But like for me, it was the bear crawls. I think it would have been easier to do the scaled version of the wall walk than to do bear crawls.
Okay. I'm going to be honest that I was demoing all of them for all the heats at the gym. And I actually think that wall walks were way easier than the scaled wall walk.
Yeah. The scaled wall, because of where you had to start.
I was like, this is a core workout.
Yeah.
On the scaled wall walks.
So for me, because of my height.
Right. You're fine.
It would have been a push-up position and just move in one step with each hand.
Right.
Like I think I would have killed that more than a wall walk, than a bear crawl. And the bear crawls were fun. I was killing them for the first 3 rounds, and then they just went. My quads started cramping, and it was all over. But I got 5+ rounds.
That's awesome.
So 5 full and then 1 bear crawl.
How
But I
about
was happy with it.
How about our conversation about the wall walks and the standards and me not understanding the fact that there were 2 tape line. I'm like, I don't understand. They only showed 1 tape line on the thing, and they showed them like before it and then ahead of it. And I was like, okay, well, so do you just like start with your hands behind one line and then get your feet past that one line? Like, I was literally like, I was looking at it literally.
I was.
That was such a frustrating conversation.
I was so like, how
no
does
one
she
would
not
answer
get
my
this?
question.
How does she not get this?
I'm a judge. I'm like a level 3. I own a CrossFit gym and I can't understand 5 feet tape lines.
I want to point out one other standard that was not mentioned, and I actually saw Tola bring it up.
Oh,
they never said on any of the standards that I read that on the box jumps or step overs that you couldn't touch your legs or body.
Correct.
Okay, I'm showing that you could not use your hands on the snatches, right?
Right.
And you could not touch the box with your hands, like for assistance, but there was nothing about stepping up, placing your hands on your legs. And so I agree that should have been allowed because it didn't say not to. Right. But I was curious what Tola's what responses he got after.
Boz answered him.
Oh, he did.
Boz answered it and said you could do it. It was fine.
Okay, cool.
Yeah, so that was legit.
Okay.
But yeah, I do hate that when like people find loopholes and they don't say specifically one way or the other, and so you kind of have to assume, well, if they didn't say it, then you can do it. But yeah, I hate that.
Did we talk about that Boz did the programming?
No, I don't know. You're on mute, Scott.
You're on mute.
So it was announced during the live broadcast that the first 3 workouts were the ones that were created with Dave, but they were tweaked.
Yeah. And I think it's the level of tweaking that people will have issue with, because I think if you talk to some people that are close to Dave, they will say that they were more than tweaked.
I'm sure.
Well, I think it's whatever slant you want to, whatever side of the fence you're on.
Yep.
You know, you're gonna make it be whatever you want it to be.
Yeah. At this point, I don't know that it matters either. Like, who cares? It doesn't matter who programmed them. That's what they are.
We're all doing them.
We're all doing them, right?
And it was hard.
Yeah.
Just like every other open workout, somehow it was hard. So sure.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. And I think like Boz has enough experience with this. Like, I think it's in good hands with him. And he's a very collaborative guy, right? So I don't think it's going to be just him.
And I do think that they had to make more modifications based on COVID and, equipment limitations and things like that. I think they're looking at those things, whether it's right or wrong. They're looking at those things more closely than they did in the past.
I agree. Mm-hmm. And with all the different divisions now.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was good. Friday Night Lights, do you guys all participate in some form or fashion?
As an observer.
I was there Friday, Saturday, Sunday, Monday.
Yeah. We put on a Friday Night Lights, and I did the workout Saturday morning before my 9 a.m. class that I coached. So I didn't do it during the thing. And I was the least stressed out I've ever been about an open workout. Like,
I want to be that. That's
which part of the reason why is probably because I did so poorly too. Like I literally didn't care about it. I thought to myself, if I can do every 3 minutes on the 3 minutes, I'd be happy. And so, when I finished my first round and it was like a little over 2 minutes, I was just like sitting there going, okay, well, I'm going to wait because I want to do it once. I only want 5 rounds. So that was kind of cool. But I'm disappointed in how I did, but I'm not stressed out about the workouts at all, which is kind of nice for a change.
Yeah.
Yeah. I went in with no stress this year,
mm-hmm.
But I mean, I couldn't breathe in the 4th round or whatever.
Oh,
so same
me neither.
Stuff.
Yeah. I was staring at the box a lot. I was doing this thing where I would jump up on the box, pivot, take a step down, and then take a big giant step back away from the box, and then take another step towards the box, and then go into my next box jump. And my judge, who's my friend, Colleen, she kept saying, like, get closer to the box, stay closer to the box. Why are you walking away from the box? And I'm like, listen, I need to walk away from the box. Like, it's because I cannot go. It's like that built-in rest. If I stepped close to the box, I was still going to just sit there and take a breath. So it was just easier for me to find that rhythm of like stepping over, walking away. It was like a cha-cha. I was like doing a dance. It was great. But she was getting so frustrated with me. She's like,
Charlie
get closer,
blacked
get
out.
closer.
Charlie blacked out a little bit on his walking away because he did a few, like 6 steps back. And I was like,
Oh,
hey,
wow.
hey, let's just walk towards the box, like just this
Right.
way.
I was going to a different box. I didn't like the one I was on.
Yeah, my biggest problem was when I got to the snatches, because they were so light for me, I just closed my eyes to like kind of reset. And I threw it a couple times so hard that I started stumbling backwards. And then you're just trying to reset and like, damn it, why did you just, and you get frustrated with yourself. But other than that, it was all good.
From a coaching standpoint, what I noticed a lot, and try to coach it up, but people can only hear so much when they're in the middle of this workout, is so many people were muscle snatching it, and then, but their backs are screaming now because, I think they were trying to save their legs for the box jumps, but their back paid the price for it.
Yeah, for sure. We had some programming this week too, where we deadlifted yesterday and we're doing front squats today and some heavy cleans today. And I have like 2 or 3 people that are a little bit tender in their low backs. My back, and I muscle snatch everything. I don't jump up. I don't receive the dumbbell. Like I'm just up and down Brooke Wells style. And my back did not hurt me. So again, I didn't push hard enough, clearly, but I was happy about that.
So our partner on the Rig Report just announced, Teddy Williams, that his score was 6 rounds plus 1 wall walk plus 1 face plant.
That's great.
Yeah.
Beat me, Teddy.
Beat me.
Who's currently winning?
Who's currently winning?
Yeah.
Of who?
Girls.
So I know on the female side, it was Mal O'Brien last time I checked.
Brian. Yeah.
Emma Carey was 3rd. I don't remember who was 2nd.
My girl Alexis Raptis was up there.
Yeah, I think she was 2nd.
Saxon was 3rd.
Mm-hmm.
That's pretty cool.
Tia.
Tia was 5th, tied for 5th with somebody else, some 18-year-old.
She's not trying to peak right now. So we're
Yeah, it was a guy from Norway that won, Victor Lungdahl, then Cedric Lapointe, then Saxon, then Driss Bushia.
I guess Cedric's allowed to do his workout in his gym now, or?
Who's that?
Cedric. Is he allowed to do his workout in his gym, I guess?
All he has to do is do it at an affiliate, right?
Yeah, I don't know. Wasn't he like getting arrested for being in his gym in Canada?
And then I thought it was funny that Dallin Pepper and James Sprague tied.
Of course.
My Brute boys.
The
See?
Bobsey twins.
Number 3 faction.
And then on the women's side, it was Mal, Gabriella Magala, 2nd, Emma Carey 3rd, Raptis 4th, Leah Sterin.
Yep, she's the 18-year-old.
5th, tied with Tia Toomey.
And
Karen
somebody else.
Freya.
Yeah.
Holta retired at 8th. And I'm not even going to try.
How badly did I?
Our girl Emily Rolfe, 10th.
Oh, yeah.
Where's left to feed us?
Leftris Theophanidis.
Theophanidis.
Left to feed us.
He is on the Isle of Crete.
I use the girl line.
Oh, and Jeffrey Adler was 9th.
Yeah.
Dang.
Didn't you pick him to win the Open, Scott?
I did.
Yeah. He's an Open athlete for sure.
That's a little guy. Yeah, no.
Yeah, and he's going to be on an upcoming episode.
Yes, he is.
And much more talkative this time than last time. He definitely has some input from the off season.
Oh, good.
So.
When Eamon Khan is over there, 15.
Hey, Khan got 12 rounds.
That's insane.
Hey, it's cold up there.
Or a dick.
Gotta move your butt. It's cold.
So I have always wanted to go to Iceland because of the hiking and nature I could see there. Now there's just
One
some
more.
other
More
things,
nature.
other nature I want to see there. I want to take my family there so we can see the northern lights, see all the beautiful
Well,
sights.
speaking of over there, Did you guys see what had happened with the Ukrainian athletes in their protests this weekend?
No.
Oh, you didn't, Aim?
Oh.
So they posted scores that would put them on the top of the leaderboard. And for their video submission, they showed the Russian attacks on the Ukraine. And we're asking CrossFit not to let Russian athletes compete in the games until there was a stand down.
Right. And so let's talk about this a little bit. So it was sort of in response to the Olympic Committee and FIFA, who are like, global presences, soccer teams, largest team sport probably internationally. And then the Olympics, they came out with some kind of sanction, basically saying that athletes from Russia, Belarus, and some of the other, bordering countries that were invading Ukraine were not going to be permitted to compete in their events. And so I guess CrossFit being somewhat global, people were sort of requesting that CrossFit take a stance and do something like that too. Now, CrossFit has since come out and made a statement, I believe it was today, where they said while they will allow athletes from those countries to compete in the open and continue through to the games, they will not be recognized by their country of origin, and they will not be advertising their flag in a graphic next to their names. So I'll put that out to you guys. I have an opinion. I want to know what you guys think about that in terms of what they're doing and is it enough and what does it mean and all that. I can go first.
I don't have a response yet. I need more time to process.
So it's tough because it's an individual sport, right? It's easy with a team that represents the country. For the most part, I don't think CrossFit represents the country. I mean, I know we put the flag there and I know we have an opening ceremonies with the flag, but that's all fairly new. I think like 18, 19 was the first year we did that. So, man, I'm really conflicted because the one person it affects is Roman Krenehkov, who we have talked about trying to get into the country, and he finally gets his visa, and now we're talking about not letting him come because of what his country's done. Now, and I don't want to steal your thunder, Kat. So if
you're fine. Nope.
Okay. So it was reported today by the Morning Chalk Up that Roman Krenehkov has denounced his own government in this, which to me takes a lot of balls to come out, especially a government like that, to denounce them while you're living in the country with your pregnant wife. Should he be penalized because he is denouncing the government publicly? Should he be penalized from coming over? And I don't think he should if he is willing to denounce his government like that while living there.
Yes. So here are my thoughts. And I know nothing about foreign affairs or foreign relations. I'm a history major and I don't even know history that well. So we'll just start off by saying that disclaimer. Here's my thoughts. Well, first of all, I turned this around to my own self and thought, like, if the president of our country invaded a place, right? I think it's unfair to sort of punish the citizens of a country for the actions of a government, because I think no matter where you live, I think it's very difficult to sort of draw a line and say, well, this person supports the government and this person doesn't support the government and this person does and that person doesn't, because like we all know that, our leaders do some dumb shit that we don't agree with, right? And if everybody sort of painted this broad stroke and said like, oh, all Americans can't do this or that because of what our president did or because of what our army did, I think that's a tough thing to do. Now, I think what happens is when we get into like the Olympics and FIFA and all these other things, I think of it kind of like a social sanction, right? It's a sanction against the country. And the sanctions are really meant to sort of like stick it to you or like hit you where it hurts kind of a thing, right? Economically with sanctions, obviously we're trying to like crumble people's economies and things like that. And so there's consequences. I think Russia would believe that if they couldn't have teams go to the Olympics, that would hurt, right? That would hurt Russia. Like, even if it was just their ego, right? Like that would hurt because they're very successful typically in the Olympics. I think if they couldn't have, a professional soccer team or whatever it is that goes to like the World Cup or whatever that is, I think that would hurt them. I don't think Russia gives a shit about CrossFit, clearly. And so while I like the symbolism of what we're trying to do, and I think it's a diplomatic move and like a solidarity for the Ukraine, regardless of what CrossFit would do, it's not an effective piece of diplomacy in terms of trying to stick it to Russia or punish Russia. Because like I said, they don't give a shit about CrossFit.
When I think the other two affect them financially.
Right.
Right. And I believe, I am not a soccer expert, so if I get corrected, go for it. But I believe that Russia did very well in the last World Cup. And if they did, that brings money back to the country. Right.
That's what I mean. Like, it hurts them.
Right. And the Olympics the same way. And they've lost their affiliation with the Olympics for a while now because of the drug situation, not even this political situation.
Right. Right. So, yeah. And so, like I said, like, it sounds nice and it feels nice and it, like to say that, but what's it actually really doing? Assuming they were to say like no Russians, could compete at the CrossFit Games, like Russia would be like, I don't care.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, to brighten things up, our friend Amy Hill has jumped on and said, hey, from Pasco, Washington.
Sweet.
Hey.
And I think Amy and I met her at the games.
Yeah.
As we were going into the coaching area for you. Yeah. So, yeah. I mean, this is a very different kind of take for this podcast to go this political, but it does affect Roman. And we just did a story about him 2 weeks ago where we had quotes from Snorri about him getting his visa. And so I definitely wanted to follow up on what Ukraine had done as a protest and how it affects Roman.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
Interesting. Yeah. Let's talk about Thursday.
What about Thursday?
What about Thursday?
I don't know. Can we talk about what's happening on Thursday?
We can talk about
the announcement.
Yeah.
Will be happening in Columbus, Ohio.
At Rogue headquarters.
Rogue HQ.
And Amy and I have scored 2 tickets.
No.
And we're excited to be there. So that means that Kat is running the show.
Look out.
On Thursday. And Charlie will be her faithful assistant.
Wingman.
And they will be doing the open announcement live here on the channel. Amy and I are hoping to be able to somehow log in while we're there, if they will allow.
Great.
And if not, what I'll try to do is, step outside, jump on, give you guys a feel of what it was like in there, what was going on. And Amy and I can talk about that. But it's a pretty exciting matchup with the champ versus our boy Saxon Panchek, and Laura Horvath versus the young up-and-comer Emma Lawson.
Yeah.
So, and the other thing we're doing Thursday on the on the live announcement is our way too early podium picks for the women. So the podium, what you think the podium will be at the CrossFit Games. And we're predicting it after 1 week of the Open.
Because, because we have all this data now.
Yeah. And last week we did the team, the training camps with no data.
Right.
Trying to get engagement from our audience. And what we got was engagement from all the teams.
All the teams. Yes.
Telling us how wrong our lists were.
And did you guys see who's on the leaderboard for the teams? The top team is CrossFit Nashville East or East Nashville, which is basically a proven team.
That's a shocker.
Yeah. Who's listening to YouTube with sound?
Yeah. I wonder if they heard
sorry.
us say that they should start a team.
What's that?
I wonder if they heard us say they should start a team.
Yeah, really. Well, I mean, technically they probably could. We talked about this last week, didn't we?
Yeah. Yep. That if with Brooke coming back and Sydney
Yep.
and Will
How cool would that be?
and Cole.
Yep. Or John Cotley, right? Is that his name? John Cotley?
Yeah, you got me.
Colty? I don't know.
But I think Sydney was like way up there on this first workout.
She was like
15th or something.
Yeah.
How did Colton Mertens do? I'm curious.
He got like 13th place, I think.
Ag, okay.
Yeah. Top 20 for sure.
All right.
Yeah, it's fun. It's fun to see. You wonder too how many of these athletes, the ones that are like at the way tippy top, you wonder if they redid it or not. Because I think now, because everyone's, top 10% moves on, I feel like elite athletes are sort of embarrassed to say they redid it. Not embarrassed, but just kind of like, oh, that's lame if you redid it, because you don't really need to.
Yeah, a lot of people posted their score early this weekend. That never happens in the past. But let me ask you this, right? If it doesn't really matter and the top 10% make it, and if you're an elite athlete, that is like you can do that in your sleep, right?
Yep.
Why the need to go with a small 15-inch box to game the system if it doesn't really matter?
Well, did those people go with it, or was that just what they had at their gym?
I don't know. What does CrossFit Reykjavik have? Just limited equipment?
Oh, is that what we're talking about?
That's what we're talking about. We're talking about your girl.
Oh, my girl. Well, yeah. See, there you go. Yeah, I don't know. I mean, maybe that was the only box that was available at the time. Because they probably, there's probably a shortage of boxes at that gym. It's not very big or anything.
No. Super tiny.
Yeah, I don't know. Agreed. I mean, I could have used some of those
interesting.
boxes.
Yeah. Actually, Teddy and I had that conversation last night via text.
Yeah.
Like, why would you even game it at this point? And because like those two are going to make it regardless, right?
Yeah.
Well, and one of them, their score wasn't even that great. It was like 150th or something.
Yeah. So why? Like,
Why?
it just does.
I don't know.
Well, because we're all competitors, right? I mean, that's the bottom line.
I guess.
It seems like a tactic from her former coach.
Oh, maybe.
And the other part we were talking about is why do it there when it doesn't really matter? Because when you get to where it really matters, that is not going to be an option. So why train on the smaller box when you get to semis and the games, you're not getting you're probably getting that big Rogue soft box that's even bigger than our traditional plyo box.
Well, maybe if you're on your way out and you're just groping for points and attention, maybe that's what you do.
All right.
Said it.
There it is.
Amy agrees with me, right?
Well, we are coming up on our time.
What do we have this week?
So we have Thursday at noon. We will be releasing the rig report, not the Rogue report. That's too expensive to pay for that name. The rig report, and it will have an interview with Kristen Chandler, who owns an affiliate in Tanzania, where they train anti-poachers CrossFit to help them do their day. And you'll hear what a typical day looks like for an anti-poacher. And the problem that is going on in East Africa with all that and the impact that they've made over the last 10 years, which is really awesome. but they need funds. They want to get a CrossFit level 1 class over to Tanzania to train the people that have been doing it a long time to become coaches, so they can have coaches there all the time to coach all of the scouts, is what they're called. Then we are going to have, and we just went through this today, and why am I having a brain fart?
Yeah, here, I'll talk about it since some of the stuff might not happen. I don't want to over promise and under deliver. But we'll have an update from Dave and Catherine on fantasy fitnessing.
Yep.
Right. And then you are going to talk to Sam Cornwallier.
Yes.
And we're going to find out a little bit about, his transition to the Mayhem Freedom team and how his season's going. Yeah. And that's all I'm prepared to divulge at the moment. Yeah. To promise.
Okay. Fair enough.
So that's coming out at noon, and then we'll go live at 3, and barring any technical difficulties, Charlie and I will crush it. And then we'll hopefully get you guys to make an appearance. I still don't know in my head how that's going to work, but we'll see if it happens. And maybe we'll get a surprise guest or two.
I believe Catherine will be on again to query. She'll hop on after we talk about the workout.
Mm-hmm.
She'll hop on because she'll be querying the database behind the scenes, and then hop on to say who does well with these movements, like she did last week.
Perfect.
And then we'll do the top 3 for the women.
Right. We'll give our picks for the very early picks for podium, for the CrossFit Games podium. Yes. And then Thursday night, we'll release the Kristen Chandler interview, the full interview. Right?
Yes, that is correct.
And then what do we have next Sunday night, next Monday?
We have something.
Amy, why are you signing?
I was signing to guess what it was.
Oh.
I did a thing.
I know.
I did a thing.
You want to know?
Here it is. I got it. I'm opening it now. Monday, we're going to let Charlie say who we're having on Monday, because something really cool happened with him today. He reached out for help from our guest from Monday.
He fixed your clean.
He gave guidance.
He's trying to fix your clean.
Used such guidance. The man we are speaking of is the James Townsend.
Full length
Athlete of the stars. Coach of the stars. Super great. It's a great interview.
Yeah.
Puts up ridiculous numbers.
Oh my God, he's so strong.
This interview is off the chain. It is, he gets so raw and so open and talks about things I never imagined he would talk about. And my jaw was dropping continuously through this interview. I have told so many people about it. They are looking forward to this interview because of it. And you got to check this one out. It is crazy.
And that's Monday, right?
That is Monday.
Awesome.
Oh, and we forgot our sponsors. Now we have 2.
We didn't forget. We were just getting to them.
Oh, okay. Do you want to do RX?
So our friends over at RX Smart Gear, you can get 15% off using our code Clydesdale15, all caps. And that is at rxsmartgear.com. That excludes new releases and special editions. Gosh.
Yeah. And just to let you guys know, we gave away a jump rope 2 weeks ago.
Yes.
We are only 36 subscribers away from giving away another jump rope.
Boom.
Let's go.
To get to 600 subscribers. So we are close. Tell your friends, tell your family, tell your
dog,
neighbors, everybody. Yeah.
Yeah. And you needed a jump rope. You need a jump rope for the Open.
Definitely do.
And it's coming. It's either this week or next week. There will be double unders in the workout for sure. And the RX Smart Gear original jump rope is a really great jump rope for beginners because you can customize the weight of the rope. A lot of people try to learn on these super skinny, flimsy speed ropes, and it's really hard to sort of get that feedback and find that rhythm if the cable doesn't have weight to it. And I'm not saying, I've talked to people before and they're like, oh, I don't want a weighted jump rope. I'm like, it's not weighted. It's not a weighted jump rope. It's just the cable has some girth to it that allows you to sort of see it as it's coming, and it gives you this great feedback. I know, Amy, sorry, girth. Charlie, I got you too. But anyway,
so I'm gonna move right into Mobility Movement.
Great.
Our brand new sponsor. Today is the first day they are sponsoring this podcast. They are amazing people. I did not realize when we got involved with them how good this was going to be for my life. Not only do you learn about mobility and flexibility and all of that stuff, but it helps you with your stress and your sleep. Sleep. The only problem with their sleep protocol is I don't want to get up off the floor to get into bed at the end of the day to do it. So I asked them, could they come up with a protocol that happens in bed so that I can just fall asleep right there. But you got to check it out. And they have these things called open snacks right now, which is with Saxon Panchek and Allison Scudds, giving you pre and post workout recovery with all of that. You can go to mobilitymovement.com, and it is MVMNT is how they spell movement. MobilityMVMNT.com. Use Clydesdale 20 and get 20% off your 6-month subscription. I hope everybody got that. It's all caps, Clydesdale 20, right in line with everything else we've ever used. And mobilitymvmnt.com.
Done.
Boom. Nice.
Been recorded.
Awesome. Are we no longer live?
No, we're still live.
Oh, we're still live.
Yeah.
All right. Well, thank you, everybody. Teddy was laughing as well about the girth.
Yes.
And Amy Hill said good stuff, you guys. So a little kudos there. Yeah.
Okay. I don't know how to stop the live. How do I stop the live?
All right. Well, with that, we'll say good night from the Clydesdale Fitness and Friends. We'll see you next time.
Bye.
See, how do I stop the live?
You doing the gritty? The same way you started it? Go to that menu.
That wasn't, no. Oh, here we go.